Alright, hello! Welcome back to the Great North Gardener, the best place to be if you're just starting out with your garden, or you're looking to be a bit more adventurous with it. Here you can find help in starting and creating a garden for your home. And today, we're diving straight in with a great way to multiply your plant family propagation. So if you've got one plant you absolutely love and want to get more without spending a fortune, this is the video for you. We're going to break down plant propagation into 4 super easy steps, showing you how to turn one plant into many just using simple cuttings. Don't worry, you don't need to be a gardening pro for this one. We'll go through everything you need to know, from the tools you'll need to which rooting hormone works best. And trust me, that bit's important. Get ready to become a propagation pro. Let's get started. First things first, let's gather our propagation posse. The tools that'll help us on this plant multiplying mission. Don't worry, we're not talking about anything too crazy or expensive. To start, you're going to want a good, sharp pair of pruning shears or scissors. And I mean sharp. We want nice, clean cuts on our plant cuttings, no nasty crushing. Next up, you'll need some pots or trays to plant your cuttings in. You can use anything from old yogurt pots, cleaned out obviously, to seed trays. Just make sure they have drainage holes. Soggy bottoms are a no-go for our little plant babies. Now, for the magic ingredient rooting hormone. This stuff is like a superpower boost for your cuttings, helping them sprout roots like nobody's business. You can find rooting hormone in powder, gel, or liquid form at most garden centers. We'll talk more about how to use it later, but just know, it's a game changer. Finally, you'll need some good quality potting mix. This is what your cuttings will be growing in, so you want something light and airy that drains well. Cactus and succulent mix works a treat, or you can grab some seed starting mix. Right, tools assembled, let's find ourselves a willing plant participant. You want to choose a healthy, vigorous plant for the best chance of success. Now, when it comes to taking cuttings, timing can make a difference. Generally, early morning is best, as the plant will be nice and hydrated. Now for the snipping. Using your super sharp shears, take a cutting from a healthy stem, ideally about 4 to 6 inches long. Make the cut just below a leaf node. That's the little bump where the leaves grow from. And remember, clean cuts are key, people. Once you've taken your cutting, remove the lower leaves, leaving just a couple at the top. This helps the cutting focus its energy on root development rather than trying to support loads of leaves. It's a good idea to take a few more cuttings than you think you need, just in case some don't make it. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Plus, more cuttings mean more plants, and who doesn't love more plants? Chapter 3. Step 3. Rooting hormone power up. Time to give our cuttings a little boost with that rooting hormone we talked about earlier. This stuff is like magic dust for plants. Seriously. It contains plant hormones that encourage root growth, giving your cuttings the best chance of survival. If you're using rooting hormone powder, simply dip the cut end of your cutting into a little bit of water, then into the powder, making sure to coat the bottom inch or so. For gel or liquid hormone, just follow the instructions on the packaging. Now, gently tap off any excess hormone. We don't want it all clumped up at the bottom. You want a nice, even coating. Think of it like dipping a biscuit in tea. You don't want it falling apart in your mug, do you? Once your cuttings are prepped and ready to go, it's time to get them potted up. This is where the real fun begins. Chapter 4. Step 4. Planting your cuttings and giving them TLC. Grab your pots or trays and fill them with your chosen potting mix, moistening it slightly. Now, using your finger or a pencil, make a small hole in the center of each pot, deep enough to hold your cutting upright. Gently place your cutting into the hole, making sure the bottom node, where you removed the leaves, is covered with soil. Firm the soil around the cutting to secure it in place. You want it to feel snug, like a bug in a rug. Now that your cuttings are all settled in, give them a good watering, just until the soil is moist. Avoid overwatering, as this can lead to root rot. Not what we want after all our hard work. Place your cuttings in a bright, warm spot, but out of direct sunlight. Too much sun can scorch those delicate new leaves. Think of it like giving them a nice, relaxing spa day. They deserve it after all that rooting. To create a humid environment and keep the cuttings nice and hydrated, you can pop a clear plastic bag over the top of the pot, creating a mini greenhouse effect. Just remember to remove the bag for an hour or so each day to allow for air circulation. And there you have it. Propagation made easy. Now you can multiply your plant collection without spending a fortune and impress all your friends with your green thumb skills. Let me know how you get on with your propagation adventures in the comments below. I'd love to hear your success stories and any mishaps along the way. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips and tricks. Happy gardening, everyone. Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Great North Gardener. It's your boy Albert here to help you get your garden game strong. Today we're on a mission to save you some quid and save the planet. You know, just casual everyday stuff. We're talking about turning trash into treasure, folks. Yup, those old cups, busted pots, even that sad-looking trash can are about to become gardening heroes. Get ready to unleash your inner DIY guru because things are about to get crafty. This is your one-stop shop to learn how to give those everyday items a whole new lease on life in the garden. So grab your gardening gloves and let's get this eco-friendly party started. First up, let's talk cups. We've all got those lonely cups gathering dust in the back of the cupboard. You know the ones from that marketing event 5 years ago, or maybe it's just me. Anyway, they're about to find their new calling as stylish plant pots. Think about it, they're the perfect size for your little green buddies, especially herbs and succulents. Herbs like a small space for their roots to do their thing, and succulents, well, they're practically built for low-maintenance living. Now, before you go sticking your plants straight in, we need to give them a bit of drainage love. Grab a drill and very carefully add a few holes to the bottom of the cup. This will stop your plants from getting soggy feet, which nobody wants, trust me. Next, fill them up with some good quality potting mix. You want the good stuff, not that cheap stuff that's basically just dirt. Give it a good water to let the soil settle, and then it's planting time. Pop those little seedlings in their new homes, give them a bit of a pep talk, and watch them thrive. You can even get creative and decorate your new planters. A bit of paint, some washi tape, maybe even some googly eyes if you're feeling adventurous. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Just remember to put them in a sunny spot and water them regularly, and you'll have a thriving herb garden in no time. Next up, let's tackle those broken pots. We've all been there, right? You drop a pot, it shatters into a million pieces, and you think it's destined for the bin. Well, hold your horses. Those broken pieces are like little gardening ninjas, just waiting to work their magic. Instead of tossing them, use them as drainage layers in your larger planters. It's like giving your plants a luxury apartment complex with excellent water management. Who wouldn't want to live there, right? So how do you do it? Easy peasy. Just layer those broken pot pieces at the bottom of your planter before adding your soil. It's like creating a little drainage system that prevents your plant babies from drowning in water. This works wonders for plants that are prone to root rot, like peace lilies or orchids. They're a bit high maintenance, those guys, but this little trick will keep them happy as Larry. And the best part, you're not only saving money on fancy drainage materials, but you're also giving those broken pots a new purpose in life. It's a win-win situation. Chapter 3, Trash to Treasure. The compost bin makeover. Right, let's talk trash. Or more specifically, trash cans. We all have one. That slightly worse for wear trash can that's seen better days. Maybe the lid's gone AWOL, or it's just looking a bit worse for wear. Well, fear not, because that old bin is about to become a composting superstar. Composting is like the ultimate recycling project. You're taking your kitchen scraps, garden waste, and turning it into nutrient-rich gold for your garden. It's like magic, but with more banana peels and coffee grounds. Now, to turn that old bin into a composting machine, you'll need to give it a few air holes. Remember, composting needs oxygen to work its magic. Drill some holes around the sides and bottom of the bin, and you're good to go. Next, start layering your brown and green materials. Brown materials are things like dried leaves, cardboard, and shredded paper. Green materials are your kitchen scraps, like fruit and veggie peels, eggshells, and coffee grounds. Mix it all up like you're making a delicious salad, but for your plants, give it a good water, and boom, you've got yourself a composting operation up and running. Just remember to turn it every now and then to give it some air, and in a few months, you'll have beautiful, rich compost to feed your garden. Chapter 4, Plastic Bottles Get Thirsty. Drip Irrigation on a Budget. Now let's talk about plastic bottles. We all know we need to cut down on plastic, but sometimes those pesky bottles just seem to multiply. But before you banish them to the recycling bin, hold up. They can actually be super helpful in the garden. We're talking DIY drip irrigation, my friends. This is especially handy for keeping your plants hydrated during those scorching summer months when you don't want to be out there watering every 5 minutes. Here's the lowdown. Grab a plastic bottle, give it a good wash, and then carefully poke some small holes around the sides and bottom. You don't want massive holes, just enough for water to seep out slowly. Next, dig a hole next to your thirsty plant and pop that bottle in, neck first. Fill it up with water and voila! You've got yourself a slow-release watering system that will keep your plants happy as clams. This is a game changer for thirsty plants like tomatoes or cucumbers. Plus, it's a great way to use up those plastic bottles and reduce your environmental impact. It's like being a gardening superhero but without the cape. Chapter 5. Egg carton seed. Starting from breakfast to blooms. Last but not least, let's give those empty egg cartons a new lease on life. Instead of tossing them in the recycling, those little cardboard compartments are about to become mini greenhouses for your seedlings. Starting seeds in egg cartons is a classic gardening hack, and for good reason. It's cheap, cheerful, and it actually works a treat. Plus, it's super satisfying to see those tiny seedlings pop up and know that you gave them their start in life. So how do you do it? Easy peasy. Fill each compartment with seed starting mix, pop in your seeds, and give them a gentle water. Then, find a nice sunny spot on your windowsill and let those little guys do their thing. The great thing about egg cartons is that you can easily transplant the whole shebang into your garden when the seedlings are big enough. Just tear off the individual compartments and plant them directly into the ground. No more disturbing delicate roots, no more transplant shock. It's gardening made easy, all thanks to those humble egg cartons. So there you have it, my friends. 5 creative ways to reuse everyday items in your garden. Remember, gardening doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. With a bit of creativity and a dash of DIY spirit, you can turn trash into treasure and give your garden the eco-friendly makeover it deserves. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite gardening hacks? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more epic gardening adventures. Until next time, happy gardening. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Great North Gardener. I'm so excited for today's video because we're going to be building some awesome DIY garden trellis. That's right, we're going to get our hands dirty, learn some new skills, and by the end of it, you lot will have transformed your gardens into a proper green paradise. Now, whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this video is for you. We'll be covering 3 different types of trellises: metal, wood, and wire. So you can choose the one that best suits your style and your plant's needs. I can't wait to get started and show you how easy and fun it is to build your own trellis at home. So grab your tools, put on your gardening gloves, and let's get building. First up, we're going to tackle the metal trellis. Now don't worry, you don't need to be a blacksmith to make this one. We're going for simple, sturdy, and super effective. For this project, you're going to need some metal rods. You can usually find these at any good hardware store. Now, the thickness of the rods will depend on how heavy duty you want your trellis to be. I'm using 1/2-inch rods because I want something that can handle some seriously impressive climbers. Next, you'll need some connectors to join those rods together. You can use metal brackets, clamps, or even just some good old-fashioned wire. The key here is to make sure everything is nice and secure. We don't want any trellis mishaps when your plants are in full bloom. Once you've got your rods and connectors sorted, it's time to start building. Now, the design is completely up to you. You can go for a classic square or rectangular shape, or get creative with a circular or even a diamond pattern. Remember, this is your chance to unleash your inner artist. As you're putting the pieces together, make sure to double check that everything is lined up properly and securely fastened. We want this trellis to last for years to come, and there you have it, a sturdy, stylish metal trellis that's ready to support your climbing plants. One of the best things about using metal is that it's incredibly durable. It can withstand the elements, so you don't have to worry about it rotting or warping like wood can sometimes do. Plus, a metal trellis can add a really cool industrial vibe to your garden. Now, if you're after a more rustic, natural look for your garden, then a wooden trellis is the way to go. And the best part is, it's surprisingly easy to make. First things first, you need to choose the right wood. Now, I'm a big fan of cedar or redwood because they're naturally resistant to rotten insects. Plus, they've got that gorgeous reddish-brown color that just screams cozy garden vibes. Once you've got your wood, it's time to break out the measuring tape and saw. Again, the design is totally up to you, but for this example, let's go with a classic lattice pattern. You'll need to cut the wood into thin strips and then use a hammer and nails to create the crisscross design. Now here's a little tip for you. Before you start nailing everything together, lay out all your pieces on the ground first. That way, you can make sure everything is spaced evenly and that you're happy with the overall look. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of headaches and possibly some hammer-related injuries later on. Once you've got all your lattice pieces assembled, it's time to create the frame. This is basically just a simple rectangle that goes around the outside of the lattice to give it some extra support. You can use thicker pieces of wood for this part, or even some leftover strips from your lattice. And there you have it, a beautiful rustic wooden trellis that will add instant charm to your garden. I'm telling you, once you see those climbing roses or honeysuckle vines winding their way up this trellis, you'll be so glad you went for the wooden option. Alright, now for those of you who want a trellis that's quick, easy, and super versatile, look no further than the wire trellis. This one is perfect for renters, beginners, or anyone who wants a more minimalist look in their garden. All you need for this project is some sturdy wire mesh and some way to attach it to a wall or fence. You can use hooks, screws, or even just some heavy-duty staples. Now, when it comes to wire mesh, you've got a few different options. You can go for the classic chicken wire look or choose something with a slightly larger grid pattern. It really just depends on the size and weight of the plants you're planning to grow. Once you've got your wire mesh sorted, it's time to install it. This is where things get really easy. Simply measure out the area where you want your trellis to go, and then cut the wire mesh to size using wire cutters. Next, attach the mesh to your wall or fence using your chosen method. Make sure it's nice and taut, so it can support the weight of your plants. And that's it. You've got yourself a simple, effective wire trellis that's ready to go. One of the best things about wire trellises is that they're incredibly flexible, both literally and figuratively. You can easily bend and shape them to fit any space, and they're great for growing a wide variety of plants. For example, if you're short on space, you can create a vertical garden using a wire trellis. Just attach it to a wall or fence, and then plant some climbing veggies like cucumbers, beans, or even tomatoes. And there you have it. 3 easy-to-build DIY garden trellises that will transform your outdoor space. Whether you're going for rustic charm, industrial chic, or simple elegance, there's a trellis design here for everyone. Now, I want to see your creations. Once you've built your very own trellis masterpiece, take a picture and share it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome gardening tips and tricks. Until next time, happy gardening. Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Great North Gardener. Today we're talking about flowers that don't mind if your soil isn't the best. Whether your soil is hard as rock or dries out super fast, we've got you covered. You can still have a garden full of beautiful flowers. So, if you're ready to make your garden amazing, stick with me. I'm going to show you 5 flowers that love tough soil. Get ready to write these down, gardeners. First up, the always happy marigold. These bright and cheerful flowers are a favorite among gardeners for their vibrant colors and easy care. These flowers are super tough and can handle almost anything, even bad soil. Whether it's rocky or dry, marigolds thrive where other plants might struggle. Plus, they keep bugs away. Their natural scent acts as a repellent, making them a great companion plant for your vegetable garden. Imagine a flower that grows great in tough soil and keeps bugs away too. It's like having a natural pest control system right in your garden. Marigolds come in lots of colors, bright yellow, orange, and even a mix of both. These colors can brighten up any garden space, making it look lively and inviting. It's like a rainbow in your garden. The variety of colors can complement other plants and flowers, creating a beautiful and harmonious garden landscape. They're easy to grow from seed. Even if you're new to gardening, you'll find that marigolds are very forgiving and straightforward to cultivate. Just sprinkle the seeds in your garden after the last frost and watch them grow. They don't require much attention, just a bit of water and sunlight. Remove the old flowers to get even more new flowers. This simple task, known as deadheading, encourages the plant to produce more blooms. So, whether you're a gardening expert or just starting, marigolds are perfect for adding color and keeping bugs away. Their resilience and beauty make them a must-have in any garden. Next are zinnias. These vibrant flowers are a true spectacle in any garden. These beauties love to show off. With their bold and bright colors, they can transform any dull space into a lively paradise. If you want lots of color in your garden, zinnias are the way to go. They're perfect for creating a vibrant and cheerful atmosphere. They're happy to grow in all kinds of soil, even the not-so-great kind. Whether your garden soil is rich or poor, zinnias will thrive. Zinnias come in bright reds, which can add a fiery touch to your garden. Yellows, which bring a sunny and cheerful vibe. Pinks that add a soft and romantic feel. And purples that give a royal touch. And every color in between. You can find zinnias in almost every shade imaginable, making them incredibly versatile for any garden design. And the shapes? All kinds. From single to double blooms, and even cactus-flowered varieties, zinnias offer a delightful array of forms. Just plant the seeds right in your garden after the last frost, and watch them grow super fast. They germinate quickly and start blooming in no time. They're easy to take care of. Just make sure they get lots of sun and water. Zinnias are low maintenance and perfect for both novice and experienced gardeners. With their amazing colors and easy care, zinnias will make you smile every time you see your garden. They are a joy to grow and a feast for the eyes. Chapter 3. Cosmos, the effortlessly elegant beauties. These flowers are simply beautiful. Their delicate daisy-like flowers move in the wind, making any garden look magical. Cosmos attract good bugs like ladybugs and lacewings, which help keep the bad bugs away. By planting cosmos, you're making your garden beautiful and helping good bugs too. They're happy in poor soil and don't even mind if it gets a little dry. So if you want a flower that's both beautiful and easy to grow, cosmos is the one. Chapter 4. Black-Eyed Susans, the cheerful wildcards. These flowers are not just beautiful, but they are also incredibly resilient. Let's dive into what makes them so special. These flowers are tough and cheerful with their bright yellow petals and dark centers. Bad soil? No problem. Black-Eyed Susans can thrive in poor soil conditions where other plants might struggle. Their ability to adapt makes them a favorite among gardeners. Dry weather? They love it. These flowers are drought-tolerant and can withstand long periods without water. This makes them perfect for regions that experience dry spells or for gardeners who might forget to water their plants regularly. They're like superheroes, always coming back strong. Even after facing harsh conditions, Black-Eyed Susans have a remarkable ability to bounce back and continue to thrive. Their resilience is truly inspiring. They'll bloom all summer and into fall, giving your garden lots of color for a long time. Their long blooming season ensures that your garden remains vibrant and lively for months. Plus, they attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, adding even more life to your garden. You can plant the seeds right in the garden after the last frost, or start them inside a little earlier. Starting them indoors can give you a head start on the growing season, ensuring that you have beautiful blooms even sooner. So if you want a flower that's both cheerful and tough, the Black-Eyed Susan is perfect. Their bright, sunny appearance combined with their hardiness makes them an excellent choice for any garden. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a beginner, these flowers are sure to bring joy and color to your outdoor space. Chapter 5. Coneflowers, the pollinator magnets. These flowers are like kings and queens of the garden, standing tall with their big daisy-like flowers and cone-shaped centers. Coneflowers are tough and strong. They don't mind bad soil or dry weather. These beauties are also great for attracting bees and butterflies, which help your other plants grow. Coneflowers come in lots of colors: pinks, purples, oranges, yellows, reds, and whites. Give them a sunny spot in your garden and water them regularly, and they'll bloom beautifully every year. So there you have it, 5 amazing flowers that love tough soil. Remember, even if your soil isn't perfect, you can still have a beautiful garden. With a little care and the right plants, anything is possible. Which of these flowers are you excited to try? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to The Great North Gardener for more gardening tips and ideas. Until next time, happy gardening.